Okay. So today will be started on Python extraction part. We already started this thing last day. So Python extraction means few days ago. I mean, when we learned about BI, there we covered ETL part. I think you can quickly remember that one. So while learning ETL, we told that time that we have learned that time that ETL means flow. I mean, there should be a data flow from source system to the target system. And the ETL can be a tool. ETL can be this kind of open source language, which can be helping us to do the entire process. So for the first step of ETL, it's called extraction. E for extraction, T for transformation, L for load. Okay. So extraction part we'll be doing now with the help of Python. Actually, we have already started it. So by Python, how we'll be doing that one? We will be extracting data from various source system. The source system can be either of flat files. Let's try with two things. Either it can be flat files or we can be trying it from a different database source system. Let's try these two things as an exercise of the extraction. So yesterday we already checked it with how to import data from a file system. It was a CSV file that time. Okay, the example is already there. I put some CSV file into my directory. This is the this directory. The exam result file is there. Okay, so I'm calling this exam result file. I'm using PD. PD is our module, pandas. We just introduced the same thing last working day. So we are calling this thing, we are reading this CSV file. That is why I'm using pd.readcsv. Okay, this way we are calling it. And we are calling this CSV and importing the CSV and creating a data frame over here. So this data frame is storing the CSV value. Let me quickly show you the data of data frame. This data frame, I'm just repeating these things. These things should be coming under extraction, and today we'll be mainly focusing on extraction. So this is how the extraction happens. The only new things happens in the particular CSV file. If you can check the CSV file, there was no such index. Okay, so data frame, when we are creating a data frame, you can see the header is starting with name, subject, age, marks. This 1, 2, 3, 4, this is not the part of data. It was, from Excel, they're mentioning this kind of line number, just like this. But it's not part of data over here. But when we are just importing this data frame will be helping us with a default index value. Okay, starting from the data. It's not giving the index value on top of header. Starting from the data, it's giving us the index number. So this is how we can create data frame on top of CSV. There can be other files as well. Flat files can be CSV file. It can be Excel file itself. It can be a text file. So based on different file source system, we have different pandas. Let me show you. PD dot. If I put read, those are all functions. You can see read CSV, read Excel. Okay, read feather, read HTML, Parquet file also, read Parquet, read underscore Parquet. Okay, so whatever file format is there at the source system, Panda is so much important. It is creating all those functions for us to read the data. Just like if this is not a CSV file, it's a Excel file. Just you need to update read Excel. Where was the Excel? Yeah. While calling the Excel, just the only difference from CSV file in Excel, you can see multiple lists are there. Multiple sheets are there. Sheet 1, sheet 2, sheet 3. So there you need to mention, just put all the path over here. After putting the path, just mention the sheet name. Okay. Sheet name equal which sheet name you want to import. This is the only difference between CSV and Excel. It's very similar for the Parquet file as well. So the same thing I mentioned the last working day, in our live project, we will not be picking up the data from our local system. So maybe we'll be receiving the file from a shared server location. Maybe it's a S3 bucket from AWS. Maybe it's not a S3 bucket. It can be a Azure. Uh, I mean, the blob storage in Azure, the similar kind of S3 bucket is there. It's called blob storage. The functionality is same as S3 bucket. So we just need to put the directory where the file is located, and it should be picking up the file with that format. So it's very simple from extraction data from a flat file. Okay, this thing we already covered. So I'm just repeating this thing one more time. Okay, now if we just want to go ahead with to pick data from any database, means how we can just have a demonstrate. So we already installed our database MySQL in our system. So it's the same MySQL when we learned about SQL part. So let's connect this MySQL from our Python. So just check those parameter. We have the admin, username as root. It's a local host, mean the server is local host. The default port for MySQL is 3306. And another thing, I just need to put my password. Okay, this is how we are connecting with our database. Okay, inside the database, we already worked with our preferred database schema. There are multiple database schemas available. So we choose this one, and we created lots of tables, and we have manipulated those things by from our side. So let's pick up one table, the main table that we have worked, suppose employee. This employee I just picked up, just put a select star from on top of that. Let me check the data. The data looks like in this manner. Okay, fine, no issue. Let's try to import the same table into Python as a data frame. Data frame will be consisting all those records. Okay. Okay. For that, I'll be preferring to install. Okay, there are multiple libraries are available. For MySQL, we have a particular libraries available. Suppose PyMySQL or just kind of this. Let's use SQL Alchemy. There is a module called SQL Alchemy. Import SQL Alchemy. Okay. This is a tool the same way we have to install this thing over here. Settings, just install it. Click on the plus button, install it. I already installed it. PyMySQL I installed, but due to some version issue, it was not, the output, I'm not getting it properly. I need to update my Python. Then it should be, this Python version, interpreter version, I think it's having some issue. PyMySQL. So I'm using SQL Alchemy. It's a good, good libraries, and it's, the one advantage is with my SQL Alchemy is we can use other databases as well for the connection. For PyMySQL, we just only can connect with MySQL database, but for SQL Alchemy, it's a generalized one. Okay. So let's use SQL Alchemy. Okay. Fine. Now I'm just commenting out. Okay, over here in SQL commenting out, I just told what was commenting out. The same thing is Python. We can comment out means we can just put a hash over here. We can directly put hash sign, or we can just go to the, we can put the cursor anywhere in the line and put control slash. So that particular line should be commenting out. Commented out means that particular line will not be executing. If I just run this particular page, hello world.py, if I just going to run this will not be executed. This is how we can comment. This is mainly for commenting. So what this particular thing is doing, what this particular line is doing, the best developers, the best approach should be developers should be putting some concepts, just like I'm doing some complex logic calculation. Why I'm doing this? Just I can put comment, I'm doing this for this reason. That is why commenting things is there. It's there for SQL as well. I told that time maybe. So for single line commenting out, we can use this double line. For multi-line commenting out, you can put this kind of star. Whatever line should be there, that should be commenting out. It should be searching for star slash again for the end of comment out part, just like this one. For multi-line comment out. Okay. Okay, so I just commented out this part because we'll be learning now. Okay, I put some line over here. My connection engine. Okay, that thing I'm just coming in. Okay, so SQL Alchemy, let's alias it as SQ, no issue. So now I'll be calling this create engine function. Okay, create engine function from SQL Alchemy. From SQL Alchemy, I'm using this function. Just like from pandas function, we use read CSV. So similarly, we imported SQL Alchemy and we are using create engine function. While declaring the function, we need to pass the parameter. The parameter should be whatever things I just put over here to log in that particular database. The same thing I need to pass over here to connect to the database. Those are all database parameter. Okay. So this is a particular variable called engine. I'm just declaring it. And I'm using this function. Inside that function, I'm passing this parameter. For MySQL, it should be MySQL plus PUI MySQL :/ the server name where the database is hosted. Sorry, it's the username. My username is root : password. This is my password while I was logging in. @ the server name where the particular database was hosted. It's my local host. Okay, all those things are there. You can see. Or let me just disconnect this. You can see all the things. This local host is my server, 3306 port, root is my username. So all those things are mentioned over here. Port. Okay, this thing is it's not a mandatory one. Which database I'll be logging in? While, okay, I can mention this thing or I cannot mention this thing, but if I'm not mentioning this, I need to mention this while running any query over here. Okay, either way we can mention that's database schemas. So this is how we need to put. Let me pass this thing to you so that when you will be trying to create anything, just replace this thing. Username, password, localhost. I think all of you should be having the localhost as the same as of now. Okay, now for your real purpose project. Okay, so there you should not be having localhost because your particular database should be hosted in particular server, or maybe it's a RDS. RDS means it's one kind of AWS. If you are using AWS, they are having their database softwares. It's SAS database software. You just have to put the server name where the particular thing has been hosted. Okay, port is also there, but the only thing is while designing an ETL, you should not put this kind of password because this code is visible for everyone. Okay, so when you'll be running this kind of code, you should not be passing this kind of password there that time. So they should be having a separate way. They will be vaulting the password or they should be encrypting the password somewhere. Okay, and they can put the encrypted password over here. So that time, what they should have to do, they need to put the encrypted password somewhere, and while connection should be there, the particular thing should be decrypted and try for this connection. There should be 2 or 3 steps. Encryption decryption step should be there for the password because we cannot directly put password in our code because the code should be visible for everyone. So this 1, 2 things should be changed when you will be live in a project. Okay, but the main concept is same. Okay, so we are able to put all the connection identifier or the credentials or the specific things to connect a particular database, especially MySQL database. Okay. Now, I'll be pulling, I'm creating them data frame equal. Okay. pd.read SQL. This one I'm using pandas dot read SQL. I'm reading SQL file. This engine I need to pass inside the parameter. No need to worry. You can ask why then I'm using pandas, then why I'm using this engine. So this engine, I just established the connection over here. I'll be calling this engine. Let's call the SQL query. Let's select star from the same table. Employee and put this engine. Copy and paste. So these 2 parameters I'm passing, the SQL query and the engine. Now, if we are not using that database schemas over here, if you are not using this thing, then you can put it over here. Database schema dot employee. Okay, anywhere you can put it. Okay, so we are selecting employee table, whatever data I'm receiving in this connection instance, that thing should be placed inside a data frame. Okay, let's print that data frame. Let's see whether it's fine or not. Okay, so you can see the same table I have checked over there. Yeah, the same data, just the only things it is providing us the index part. Okay, so this is how we are extracting data from a external database system. So extraction method is nothing but we are extracting the things and converting those things in data frame in Python. As I mentioned during ETL process, E means extraction. Extraction should not be only one single system. There can be different source system. The OLTP can be MySQL. There should be 2, 3 databases. Maybe some dimensions we are taking from, suppose we have a banking system. Okay. The main transaction related things we are getting from MySQL database. That is fine. Maybe all the card related information, credit card or debit card related information, I am receiving from another database. Suppose it's a Microsoft SQL Server database, MS SQL Server. And suppose another source system, it's a flat file. So all the things, I mean, while doing the reporting part or while doing the OLAP analysis, if all the things resides in separate database, we cannot able to do that. That's why we need a medium to pool all those things in a single medium, or just like this. So here data frame, Python data frame will be playing this thing. We are pulling all the things from all the source system and storing it inside each data frame. Okay, suppose this is data frame 1, this is data frame 2. Similarly, we are just storing these things, maybe 20 data frames. Okay, so when all the data frames are ready, means when our all extraction things are ready, then we will be transforming the data. This is the second part. We will be transforming the data, means we need to transform the data frame. Whatever is required, we'll be merging the data frame. We need to put proper aggregation there. When all of our data frames operation or transformation operation is been done, we need to load the same data frame into a target system. Okay, there can be 7 tables, there can be 2 tables, there can be 1 tables, whatever tables, resultant tables I'm getting, I need to store it at the target database system. Okay, so I'm just giving you the exercise, example for this two, picking up data from a flat file and picking up data from a MySQL database. Okay, but in your project, if this is a separate kind of database, you need to try the same thing. Some parameters should be different only. Okay, for the target system, we'll be connecting with the Snowflake database and we'll be trying to push the data in the Snowflake. So that time also I'll be creating engine. I'll be creating a database parameter that time. Okay, you can also try this thing from your side too. But during loading, I'll be showing this thing. I'll be connecting a Snowflake database and I'll be trying to push our data frame. I'll be writing the data frame from this Python server to their database server. Okay. So this is how extraction works. We just completed with 2 examples of extraction. Now we'll be going ahead with the transformation. We have few times today to cover the transformation. But for the extraction, is there any doubt so far?
Yeah.
Yeah, Nagarjun.
Actually, is there
yeah.
any limitation on the volume of data it can process, something?
Yeah. Actually, for this thing, based on the server, it should not be having actually limitation, because if I using Python framework, there it can be
Okay.
handle whatever data is there. But based on servers, which server it's storing the data and all, the job might be failing. If you are just processing, suppose your Excel or your source database having millions or billions of records, but where Python, in which server you have installed it, maybe performance issue is there or any kind of thing. So there I'll be
Okay.
just showing, I have ideas, and when I'll be using PySpark, okay,
Okay.
uh, I'll be also creating data frames over that time. At that time I'll be just showing how fast the process is. But the storing capacity actually, uh, as of now, no such limitation, because that should be a PTL itself. But there can be
Yeah.
failure when I'm printing the data frame. Maybe the processing error that time. While printing the data frame, it will not be able to show this thing. That's why we can put some header of 10 rows, this kind of thing.
Okay.
Okay. But storing data frame,
Maybe
there
this
should
is
not be
not
any
for
issue.
the printing. So my intention is for processing the data, kind of transforming data, we can say.
Yeah.
So
So
how does it behave with asynchronous queries or transformations and synchronous transformations?
yeah. For the transformation part, I'll be just quickly coming one by one. So
Okay.
that time we'll be just going through these topics. But for
Okay. Okay.
storing purpose,
Got it.
extraction purpose, so this way we are extracting it and we are storing inside it data frame, and no such limitations as of now. But yeah, definitely for transformation, there are something we need to think about it. Yeah, when I'll be just going through this topic one by one, I just trying to cover this thing, synchronous transformation, asynchronous transformation, and all. Okay.
Yes, okay. And if I want
Yeah.
to change any particular value with a number, a string
Mhm.
with number, is it possible with data frame? Is there any methods to do
Yeah,
so?
yeah, yeah. There is, I mean, just like in SQL, how we are just changing it from, I mean, integer to character or date to character. The similar way, you can also convert the data type over here too.
Let us say here in department, we have one, two, three. Let us say four different departments we have.
Yeah, this is, I mean, dummy part lastly I tried to say over there.
Oh, no, no, no.
Uh, yeah,
My
tell
question
me, tell me.
is,
Hmm.
if I have four different departments, I want to assign numbers to each department, and I want to replace the department with a number.
Yeah,
Can I do that in single stretch?
yeah, in data frame, we can definitely do this thing. Whatever, what the things we just tried in the SQL part, the same kind of thing, we can do this thing in Python data frame as well. So you
Okay,
just
makes sense.
want to replace this thing, just you want to put a surrogate key instead of department. So
No.
department ID or just like this. So IT
Okay.
representing one, department ID, BUIT
Uh-huh,
is
uh-huh.
two, this kind of
Okay.
thing, correct? The conditional
Okay.
statement,
Yes, yes,
this
yes,
kind of thing.
yes,
Yeah, we can
yes.
do this.
Okay.
Okay.
Uh, okay. Will it be covered in future sessions?
Yeah, yeah. I'll be trying to cover this thing. Transformation things, there should be one or not 1 or 2 days. Transformation should be a big thing. So 2 to 3 days will be there. I'll be just covering today the filtering part, the basic things, the slicing,
Okay. Okay, okay.
and maybe
Yeah.
tomorrow or day after tomorrow, we'll be trying to cover the various things. Especially focusing
Okay,
on the
sir.
aggregation part, the main things I'll be trying to cover. And
Okay.
this kind of conditional operator and all will be going ahead one by one.
Thank you, Sopti.
Yeah, okay. Okay, so where was I? Yeah, this is extraction. Any other, I mean, doubt from any other persons for the transaction, I mean, extraction part? Extraction part, anyone is having any doubt?
No.
Okay, I hope no. Okay, fine.
I have one more question here.
Yeah, tell me.
So while giving path, we used backslash, two backslashes. So one may be escape for escaping one thing.
Correct.
So while giving in the second one, while getting data from MySQL database, we are using forward slashes. So is there any criteria where to use what kind of slashes?
No, this is just like when you are copying any driver, yeah, you are absolutely correct. This is the escape character. But just like Windows, if you are just copying any Windows path, okay.
Mm,
So this is coming by default as this kind of slash.
okay,
But while reading Python, it's trying to read it as a escape character first. It's
okay,
not able to, I mean, identify this thing as a string. I'm a particular component of to read that particular path. So that is why I'm passing another escape character there, just to let the Python interpreter know that the second slash is a string to read as a
okay,
particular database. I mean that path. But for database connection string, this is the convention. We need to pass the thing just like in this manner. Okay.
okay.
This is the convention way. The username colon password at the rate host server colon. Okay.
Okay, I
Port
got it.
number
I got it.
slash. Okay.
Yeah,
Is it clear?
thank you. Yes, yes.
Oh, okay. 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 Fine. Okay. Now let's go ahead with the transformation part. Today I'll be covering some transformation, especially. Okay. Let me check. Indexing part, slicing part, filtering, aggregation. Okay, let me just go ahead with few of them. Okay, let's take this data frame. I'm just commenting this thing out. Okay, let's run this thing quickly. Okay, I'm just taking this data frame. This one reading from CSV. Okay, this is just a data frame. I mean, check the data. It's name, subject. It can be student name, subject, their age. Age is an integer data. Marks. Marks means I mean the entire semester, the summation of their history marks. Okay, this is the same. I mean another employee having mathematics marks. Okay, let's start with slicing. So this is the, I mean, if you just put print df, it will be printing the entire data frame. Okay. So if you want to print only, suppose, I mean, your desired columns over there. So it should be printing only these columns only. Just like while doing the select, I'm just trying to relate with select, I mean, SQL query. As we just covered the SQL query 1 week ago. So in SQL query, if you want to check few of the columns, suppose I don't want to write all the columns over there, we just need to mention the column name with comma separator. Okay. So over here, the similar kind of things we can do as well. So just put the, okay, in data frame, if you want to put any kind of column name, just put a square brace and put the column name. Okay. But the column naming convention should be same. Name over here n is caps. It's not like just like SQL. In SQL is case insensitive. Over here it's case sensitive. Okay, this is how the name is printed. But if you want to put another, suppose marks was there. Okay, if you just put another column, it should be throwing error. You need to pass this column inside a list. Okay, I haven't put the last. Okay, so this way, if there are multiple columns, declare another list over here, and within the list pass all those columns which are required, which you want to see. Suppose you want to create another data frame. So just put df1 equal this thing. So in that data frame only these two columns should be consisting. Okay. But the main things you can see all times that particular index should be present. So I mean I will be covering this thing over here as well, indexing part. Now by default they will be giving this index having ascending number 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, this kind of thing. If you want, you can reset the index. Okay. So how to reset the index? If just you want, you don't have to put this kind of index. You can choose any one of this, any one of your column value to be replaced with that index. Suppose name. Here name is not a good index. Actually, index should be just like a primary key. In database, we learn primary key. So we need to put index such a way it can be plays the primary key role. As of now, I do not have any primary key over here because name is repeated in nature, marks is repeated in nature. Maybe the combination of name and subject can be index. Okay, so we can directly pass. Let me show you how to change the index first. Print the data frame. I printed it. So data frame dot set index. Okay, and pass the one which you want to make as index. Okay, so I just passed name. So you can see the alignment a bit is a bit different. The default index is not there anymore. Instead of that, name comes over in this position, and all those things are treated as index. Okay. If I want multiple things as an index, just declare the same thing within a list. Declare this thing in a list, otherwise it will be failing. Okay, their name and subject should be index. Okay, this way how we can change the index. Okay, if we just want to update the same thing, suppose I stored this thing in a particular data frame. Okay, so if we want to reset it once more time, just you have to apply reset index. That's it. Okay, let me quickly show you. Suppose I'm doing df1 equal this. Okay, print df1. So if you want to reset the index, just use reset index. There is another method on top of this data frame. I can use reset index. Okay. This is how we can play with the indexing part. Slicing means whatever column you want to print, that should be slicing. Slicing the entire data frame, the required column you want to print. Okay. So it's a kind of column level filtering. Now row level filtering, how we can do that? Filtering a data frame. Okay, let me take the default one, df itself. Okay, so let me take df df dot. I'm choosing data frame. Okay, data frame. This is the main data frame. The outside df. Okay, inside the square bracket, I'm passing the condition. Which condition I want to see? So df dot subject. Suppose I want to see the subject history. History is marks only. So the particular things I need to pass in this manner. df dot subject. Subject is this column. Equal history. The conditional operator should be having this kind of equal. Two equals. Okay. Let me show you. Okay. Let me show two things over here. I'm passing this thing in a particular mask. A particular variable. Suppose v equal this. Okay, instead of passing this thing, I'm passing this v itself. It should be working the same thing. Same way. But the one I want to show you, let's print this v first. I'm printing only v. That means df dot subject equal history. So what it's returning this is my index. Based on this condition, it's giving the index a Boolean value. It's assigning whether the particular index should be true or false. So if I just printing this kind of index, it will be returning this kind of thing. Now, if I just impose the data frame on top of this variable, only the true values they will be returning as output, and the false value they will be hiding. They will not be returning. So this way, this particular thing is working. Okay. So this is my main data frame. You can see the last step only 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 was returning true value. So just put the data frame, and this is the condition. It is showing this kind of thing. I can put multiple conditions as well. Suppose history and whose age is greater than 14. Or whose, okay, let me just, I need to impose another. conditions. I can put and or. And should be this and for or we can just use pipeline. Okay. So and df dot age suppose greater than equal 14. Okay. This thing I'm passing inside this conditional variable. Let me just segregate this thing by bracket. Okay. My v has been updated. Let me print the thing. There is an issue. What is the issue? Data. Okay, age is no. I mean, age is not an attribute. Maybe I am putting a in caps. I mean, as SQL is age in small a should be in caps. Let me check. Yes, age is a is in caps. Okay, fine. So, this is the way the output should be returning. It's maintaining both of the condition. Df dot subject equal history as well as the age is greater than equal 14. Okay, so this is how the filtering should be working. There is some other functions called loc.iloc. Okay, let me check with what are the other things I need to cover. Aggregation. Let me go these things one by one. Then in details, I'll be going lock function, iloc functions as well. So I mean, there is df.lock. This particular function, I mean, that particular thing should be helping us out to do the slicing as well as filtering operation in a single execution statement. Okay, I can slice the thing as well as I can put this kind of filtering conditions over there too. I'll be quickly coming this thing maybe tomorrow session with more detailing part with transformation. Let me cover up the aggregation and sorting of the things quickly by today with basic knowledge. Then I'll be going with some more deeper knowledge with aggregation as well in tomorrow's session. Okay, this is how we can filter it. I'm just going ahead with the aggregation part. So how to do the aggregation? In SQL, we have learned group by. Grouping by on particular column, I can do the aggregation. Aggregation can be, I mean, we can check the particular summation of maybe aggregated by or maybe grouping by particular name. I can get the summation of marks. Okay, or average of marks. Average means of marks, arithmetic means of that particular marks. Okay, so this kind of thing we have learned this over there, just like summation of marks, comma, subject from the table group by subject. The same thing we can do over here. The group by keyword should be also being useful over here as well. Group by is the method which should be working on top of data frame. Group by on top of which column you want to group by. Just you can put the same thing, maybe subject. Okay. Multiple things you can group by, just declare a list. And inside that, you can put the another column on top of which one, I mean, based on which you want to group it. Okay. So group by and put the operation you want to do. This is one way of doing the aggregation. There is another way of doing aggregation using .aggr function. If you just use that one, it's a bit complex. By using this thing, you can do multiple types of conversion. I mean, aggregation. I'm just going ahead with the simple aggregation part. Let's cover up these things today. Maybe in detailing, we'll be covering this thing. Okay, I'm doing df.group by based on subject and doing mean. Now, which thing it should be meaning? Maybe question may arise. I mean, I'm just doing group by on based on subject. The rest of the columns are name, age, marks. Okay, so there should not be any mean on top of name. So Python will be okay. Let me just run this. I'm running on over directly over here. Print. Let's see what should be the result. Okay, here is a warning. So while doing the mean operation, instead of subject column, it should be trying the mean operation on top of each the other columns as well. But there is a non-numeric column. The column name is name. Okay. There is a non-numeric column name, so it was not, it was unable to do the thing on top of this. So it's a warning. And feature warning sometimes. Okay. Let me check how the output looks like. Based on subject, it has grouped the data. So history, maths. Okay. For age, they're grouping, they're just calculating the mean operation, arithmetic means, just like average functions in SQL. Okay. For history, whatever ages are there, they're just calculating, summing this thing and dividing the number of rows having history. The same kind of things are maths as well. And the marks are also averaged in this manner. Okay. So just like if we just use this kind of thing, it will be picking up the numerics column and they're doing this kind of operation. Okay. Aggregation, there are several usage. I'll be going ahead with a few more deeper, maybe in tomorrow's session. I think it was, some higher level of aggregations are there. In a single step, we can do, standard deviation of marks. I can also do mean of the marks as well. I can use aggregation functions over there. I'll be covering this thing tomorrow's session. Okay. Another things I need to cover, that is sorting of the data. We have used order by over there in SQL. So select start from table, order by particular column based on which I want to order by. I can order by multiple columns over there as well. Just put order by, the column name one by one with a comma separator. The first precedence, the first column, based on the first column, it will be ordering the data set first. If we have same data for single order by clause, then it will be taking consideration second column mentioned there. The similar kind of things we can do over here. Over here, to do the sort operation, we can use this method, sort index or sort values. These two methods, either one of them I can use. Let's use sort index first. So based on index, it will be sorting the data frame. Okay. By default, you can see the data is already sorted based on index in ascending in nature. Okay. If I want to make it descending in nature, just we need to pass the parameter ascending. Yes. Ascending equal. By default, it's true. If it's false, I want to check the data in descending in nature. I need to pass this kind of boolean false over here. Parameter is ascending. Ascending equal false. Let me run this. Yeah. And if we just put true, it's the same one. Just like if we do not put anything by default, the same thing will be returned if we put the thing as true. This is based on the index, how we can sort it. Now, if I just want to sort the thing based on particular column only, the column existent in the data frame, then we can just put sort values, this method. Okay. Now, which one I need to pass? Suppose I want to pass, okay, it's already been sorted based on subject. Suppose based on name, I want to sort it. Okay. Or based on marks, I want to sort it. Just pass the same thing. Okay. So, you can see earlier it was sorted by subject. Now it's sorted by marks. It's ascending in nature. I can also pass the parameter ascending. After putting marks, put comma and pass the second parameter. Okay. Ascending equal false or what kind of things. Okay. It's just like descending in nature. If I want to, put multiple things to be taken into consideration while doing this kind of sorting operation, you can put the thing over here as well. marks, age. Then suppose you want to decide, put descending based on marks. Then for age you can want, for age you want to put it ascending, just put it besides this manner. Okay, this way we can sort the entire data frame. So those is the, these are the basic transformation. I'll be covering with some more details in tomorrow's session. I'll be showing you how to pivot the data frame, some detailing level of aggregation, how to include a new column, a derived column I can introduce over here. Okay, those things we will be trying to cover in next session, one by one. Okay, any leftover part, there are lots of transformations are available in data frames. So if you just open Python documentation, you can see lots of transformation are available. I'll be trying to cover the basic things. Whatever I'll be trying to, cover over here. But if there is any stuck point, we can quickly discuss the same thing over here. Okay. Any doubts so far from anyone? Yeah, Nagarjuna, you're telling something?
No, I'm good, Soptic.
Okay. The next day I'll be trying to cover those things.
Yeah.
Especially new column inclusions, whatever it's not there, new row inclusion. We are totally importing the data from external database or external Excel file. We want to insert a row, how to insert it, conditional column. Okay, this kind of thing.
Yeah.
Any other doubt from anyone? Who is just going to start this thing for new thing for you? Is there any stuck point? Okay, I hope no. Yeah, let's connect tomorrow with the same transformation topic. Okay. Okay then. Thanks everyone. Bye bye.
Thank you, Saptik.
Thank you.
Thank you, Soptic.
Thank you.